Welcome back to TLDR's daily briefing for Tuesday the 13th of May 2025. In today's episode, we cover Trump's Middle East tour, a famine warning in Gaza, and a UN ruling on Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. But first, the UK looks set to make further foreign aid cuts. It's been reported today that Britain's Development Minister, Baroness Jenny Chapman, will tell MPs that the days of viewing the UK government as a global charity are over. This comes amid reports that she's going to suspend aid to overseas projects supporting education and feminist projects. She is expected to say this in front of Parliament's International Development Committee on Tuesday. At the time of writing, this hasn't happened yet, although the Financial Times has suggested that she's going to argue the UK's Foreign Office should move from paternalism to partnership, and should focus more heavily on sharing British expertise abroad rather than spending cash directly. Additionally, she's expected to tell the committee that we need to prioritise, be more efficient, and focus on impact above all else. This comes following a decision by the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, to reduce aid spending to 0.3% from 0.5% of GDP by 2027 in order to boost defence spending. In total, this is a reduction of around £6 billion annually. The Foreign Office is currently conducting a department-wide spending review in order to try and find these savings, and is reportedly considering halting funding for an education project in an unnamed country, and a feminist organisation in another region. Explaining its decisions, an unnamed government official said, "In a world of 0.7%, we could run these projects, but not in a world of 0.3%. You're listening to TLDR's Daily Briefing. If you want more explainers on what's happening in the world, then you should check out TLDR's other channels. Today, we released a video on the UK's immigration crackdown. You can find it linked in the description or show notes for this episode, or by searching for TLDR on YouTube or Nebula. US President Donald Trump has embarked on the first major diplomatic trip of his second term. Trump landed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia today, where he received a warm welcome from Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and he will visit fellow US allies Qatar and the United Arab Emirates over the next few days, with a focus on securing major investment deals. Trump is being joined by several big business titans in Saudi Arabia, including Tesla boss and political ally Elon Musk, OpenAI's Sam Altman, and Nvidia's Jensen Huang, who, alongside Trump, are attending a Saudi-US investment forum today. Trump's three-day tour has raised several key questions, with a major one coming from his decision not to make a stop in Israel, which has prompted speculation as to the state of the Trump-Netanyahu relationship, and the priority, or lack thereof, Trump places on the situation in Israel and Palestine. Trump's visit to Qatar also comes at a time when news reports have emerged that the US president is poised to accept a $400 million gift from the Qatari government, in the form of a free Qatari plane to replace Air Force One, with the new luxury jet going to Trump's presidential library after his term ends. Trump says he would be, quote, stupid to turn down an offer of a, quote, free, very expensive airplane. But the potential gift from Qatar has naturally set ethics alarm bells ringing, with one Democratic senator, Chris Murphy, calling the potential deal, quote, just wildly illegal. The World Health Organization, or WHO, has warned that the risk of famine is increasing in the Gaza Strip due to the deliberate withholding of humanitarian aid, including food, under the ongoing Israeli blockade of the Palestinian territory, which is now in its third month. The WHO said that nearly 500,000 people in Gaza are in a catastrophic situation of hunger, acute malnutrition, starvation, illness, and death, making it one of the world's worst hunger crises, which could have a lasting impact on an entire generation. UN aid agencies have condemned Israeli plans to take control of aid distribution in the Strip, including a US-backed proposal, saying that it weaponizes aid, violates core humanitarian principles including neutrality, and is, quote, grossly inadequate to meet the immediate needs of over 2 million people. Israel has said it won't resume allowing aid into Gaza until it sets up a new distribution system, which would replace the huge existing UN and other independent agency-led operations. Israel accuses Hamas of siphoning off humanitarian aid in Gaza. However, the UN says it monitors distribution and denies that any significant diversion takes place. The United Nations Aviation Agency has ruled that Russia was responsible for the downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, an incident that killed all 298 people on board. The plane was shot down in July 2014 by a Russian-made Buk surface-to-air missile over eastern Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces were fighting Russian-backed separatists. The victims were mostly Dutch citizens, while dozens were Malaysian and Australian, alongside several other nationalities. On Monday, the UN's Council of the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, said that Russia had failed to uphold its obligations under international air law by failing to refrain from resorting to the use of weapons against civil aircraft in flight. In 2022, a Dutch court ruled that a Russian-controlled group had downed the plane and convicted in absentia 2 Russians and a pro-Russian Ukrainian national of murder. Russia has always denied responsibility and refuses to extradite its citizens, labelling Monday's ICAO ruling as biased. The Dutch foreign minister said the ruling was an important step towards establishing the truth and achieving justice and accountability. That's all for today. We'll be back with you tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen. In the meantime, we've just published a new issue of our official magazine, Too Long. This edition runs through our list of the world's most influential people, a ranking we created with the help of more than 15,000 audience members. In the magazine, we reveal the top 25, as well as discussing how each of those people wield their power. Learn more and pick up a copy by heading to toolong.news. And while you're there, for the first time, every previous issue is also still in stock, so start or continue your collection today. You can find the link in the podcast description. This was a TLDR news production hosted by Georgina Findlay, written by Ben Blissett and Rory Taylor, and produced by Scarlett Watchorn. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again tomorrow.